Hello, friend. How are you doing? As a generational wealth creator, it is important to start deploying strategies that can help us to grow our wealth. And one of those strategies is budgeting. Budgeting is very important, and I'll speak briefly about it so that you understand what budget is, the types of budgets, and also look at the risk of not budgeting. And then I'll wrap it up by telling us about the budgeting rules. So, what is a budget? Budget is basically how you spend your money over a period of time. Everyone needs a budget. Every family needs a budget. And guess what? Even nations need budget. So, budget helps you to save money. And there are different types of budget that you need to understand. You have what we call the surplus budget, the deficit budget, and also the balanced budget. So what is a surplus budget? It basically means that your total income exceed your total expenses and debt obligation over a period of time. What about deficit budget? Deficit budget simply means that your total living expenses exceed your total income over a specific period of time. And then the balanced budget simply means that your total income equals your total expenses for a specific period of time. And you need to ensure that you have a good budget. And my advice is that you should have a surplus budget so that you can ingest part of the surplus into investment opportunities. But we've had a lot of people over time that they don't want to keep a budget. And there are a lot of risks that they carry. And some of the risks include that you're living from paycheck to paycheck. As a result of lack of budgeting, you also realize financial instability. And not only that, you have uncontrolled spending. You just spend anyhow. And if that is not controlled, you run into debt. And of course, you have inability to save for emergency situations that might come your way. And last but not the least is the inability to be able to meet your future financial goal. And that is why you cannot afford not to have a budget. So how do I create a budget? There is a budgeting rule that I want to leave with you today. The common budgeting rule was put in place by Senator Elizabeth Warren, and it is called the 50-30-20 rule. But being a Kingdom Wealth Advocator, I will tweak it a little bit, and I will leave you with the rule that says 50-20-20-10. 50% of your income or your profit, everything put together, should go for your needs. And what are needs? These are the living expenses that are essential for your survival. We talked about food, we talk about clothing, we talk about shelter, we talk about health, we talk about utility. So 50% of your salary, 50% of your income should cater for your needs. The next 20% should address your wants. And what are wants basically? These are things that enhance your life, but you can live without them. For example, going for shopping. For example, dining out, going for hobbies. And as a matter of fact, the black tax should go under this 20% allocation. The remaining 20% will be specifically for savings and investment. Every income that comes your way has bread and has seed. The bread is for eating, but the seed must be planted for a bumper harvest in the future. So 20% must be allocated for savings and for investment so that it can compound over time. And then if you check the remaining 10% as a kingdom wealth creator should go for your tithing. If you want to be a kingdom wealth creator, you must make sure that you tithe regularly. I just want you to understand that budgeting is very, very important to you. Budgeting is an essential element of your wealth creation journey. If you like this, please make some comments at the bottom, share with your friends, and let us continue to create wealth. Till I see you with another reflection, I want you to remain blessed.